Our podcast tonight is sponsored by Notion and their new Notion agent.
Hello and welcome to the PC Perspective Podcast. We have reached episode 845. We're at full strength tonight. 5 on, well, I don't know how many. 5 on 5, that'd be kind of sad. Hopefully there's more than 5 people watching or listening. I'm Sebastian Peak.
Jeremy Hellstrom.
I'm Josh Walrath, and I haven't even opened the show notes. What's up with that?
I'm Bront Strunsberg.
I'd like to apologize to everyone for the migraine I had that kept me from being here last week. But I would like to say Josh is just jealous because he can't do it. I'm Kent Burgess.
By the way, it is November 19, 2025, as we record this. Just a programming update, since next week will be Thanksgiving. It is our tradition here at PC Perspective to have some kind of impromptu Thanksgiving Eve live stream of vintage hardware.
Yeah.
So I was trying to decide what exactly we'll be doing next week. I have a lot of vintage joysticks. We could go through like vintage peripherals, gaming controllers.
Ooh, I have some vintage joysticks as well.
Yeah, see, we could do like a show and tell. I have 3 of them. It's actually new in the box of different eras. Anyway, we could.
I've got some. I've got some from Gravis. Several actually.
I've got 3 generations of Sidewinder, plus 2 generations of Cyborg, and 1 being an actual force feedback.
I may have some original Atari 2600s.
Oh well, yeah.
It sounds like
I might have some Atari 5200 controllers.
Very nice.
Of course, those don't work, but they died very soon after because they were terrible. But I think I still have them at my parents' house.
So yeah, tune in for that kind of content.
Could be a lot of joysticks.
Yeah, a lot of
men waving their joysticks around.
Joysticks.
It could be.
Would you call it a party? Would it be a party of joysticks?
By the way, go to patreon.com/PCPer and you can become one of our patrons, because that's what Patreon is for. It's for people to be patrons of the arts. And this is art. Somehow, what we do here is a form of art, I think. Oh, Brett says so.
It's not a science.
I did say that once, but I think you're misquoting me.
I think you're misquoting what I wrote, and then I'm misquoting you. Do you have any Patreon updates, Brett?
You know, I do. I wanted to say thanks, AC, for actually being the only person that missed me. So I appreciate that. You can also have an excavator run over your high-speed internet, and you could be offline for a week as well, which might have happened to me. B. Jones, I want to thank you for your continued support. And Tex.
Hey, can I ask you a question real quick?
You can.
Were you pulling a Ryan Trout and you just had the Ethernet cable on top of your driveway and they ran it over?
But I want to tell you
mowing the lawn.
I want to tell you that is truthfully where it is right now. It is literally running down my yard, across my driveway, up the side of the house, and into the wall over here.
Hey, so if it gets really cold outside, does your internet get faster?
No, but it is the fastest color. It is bright orange, so I think that adds a few KB on the tail end of that. Anyway,
I thought Scirocco green was the fastest color.
Viper green metallic.
Faster.
Viper green metallic is what you're thinking of, but the orange is, I believe, slightly quicker. One more thank you going out to, and I think this is sort of a thank you and a question, is there's still people out there who wonder what we did with Jim's body. Look, I don't want to get into it, but we have discussed it in the past. We're just not going to tell. Even if we were culpable, it isn't something we're going to discuss. You can continue to ask, but it's not.
I don't even know what you're saying right now, Brett. That's who? Who's
exactly that.
And exactly this. We're moving to our next segment. Josh, please talk to us about your food escapades.
You know, we never talk about my food or about my escapades. And so this is really disturbing to me to have to do both at once. So anyway, and will I ever get any more color to this face, or is it just Look like you could roll this out into a pie crust. Anyway, there was no special. So they've changed to winter hours, and they're closed Monday, Tuesdays. Wednesdays now are just their chicken wing and pork wing specials. So there hasn't been, I haven't had a burger special ages. Maybe I just need to change the day I go. I don't know. But it's a disaster. But regardless, I had the Plainsman. Plainsman is a fantastic burger. Cheddar cheese, lots of fresh cut jalapenos, bacon, chipotle ketchup, and a locally sourced 7-ounce beef patty. So more than a half pound. Wait, no, not quite half pound. Because 16 ounces is a pound, right? So it's 7 ounce. No, so not quite a half pound of beef, but that's still plenty of beef. And let me tell you, these fries were perfect this time. Not only that, but they put the right amount of seasoning on it. Previously, I've had a little underdone, not as seasoned. No, these were fantastic. It was kind of the highlight of the meal, other than the burger, because they actually had some good spice to it. The jalapenos had a bite, and they mixed a little bit more of the chipotle ketchup. Even though it's slightly crushed, this was not dropped on the floor. So, win-win in my book. And I'm still full.
Josh, the NVIDIA newsroom has a press release today about financial results for the third quarter of fiscal year 2026. Yes, 2026 is almost over for NVIDIA, even though it has not yet begun for the rest of the world. So they create their own reality.
Time moves differently for them. Time moves differently.
And they print their own money. So
that's also true.
Yeah, well, you're going to be real surprised by this. Real surprised. They had a quarterly revenue of $57 billion, up 22% from the previous quarter, and 62% from the previous year. I think Tae Kim, our friend who wrote about NVIDIA, the book The NVIDIA Way, he had copied their quarterly numbers quarter on quarter, and I mean it just the rise from $1 billion a quarter, which was like 10 or 15 years ago, probably I think it was around 10, to where they're at now, $57 billion. Is, I mean, it's just an incredibly steep, and it's amazing. Gosh, who did that? Was that V? V in Discord?
Was V?
Yeah, he showed off the revenue. They had some tight quarters in 23 and 24, but then it was just nothing but non-stop growth to $57 billion. Now, to put this in perspective, the most that Intel ever made in a year was $79 billion, which came out to be less than 20 billion average per quarter. Now, of course, your quarters go up and down. They've almost achieved that in one quarter. They're looking, and they were not laughing about this, but they were expecting a $300+ billion year ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Apple numbers. I mean, Apple had what, 107 billion last quarter, and they're a product company with sells thousands and thousands of computers and cell phones and all of these things. Data center, of course, is the largest majority, and 8 billion of that $51.2 billion data center was networking. So that networking group that NVIDIA bought, that was in Israel, I can't remember the name of them, but they're contributing massively to their bottom line. 8 billion in networking. I mean, what was the highest that Cisco ever did a quarter? I can't remember. I don't know, but it was a lot. But still, this is This is insane growth from a company, and nothing seems to be slowing down. And again, their guidance is even more next quarter. It's just ludicrous, the growth of this company, what they're doing, and how it seems to be sustained. What the NVL 72 is their latest product, high performance thing that's coming out. And, there are a lot of issues with the AR marketplace that people are talking about. I mean, there's something of an incestuous relationship in between, like OpenAI and NVIDIA and OpenAI and AMD and all these other deals that it's like a reciprocal money-making generating machine. And there's, some truth to that. But I think that there are a lot of analysts that look at just the surface. And we're in a strange place because it is a bubble, but it's not. There are things out there that are not actually making money, but people look at. But the things that are actually making money are not actually getting covered. And I mean, a lot of this is just repetitive data analysis. That is the killer application for AI. So instead of hiring 10, what's that?
Boring, not sexy.
Yeah, I know, and it's not. It's
analytics. Analytics is not sexy.
Oh yeah,
no,
but that's the problem.
For a small company that they have a bunch of data that needs analyzed, whether it be video, photos, spreadsheets, whatever. You hire 10 people or 10 interns or whatever, and they're going to go through these things 8 hours a day for however long those things need to be analyzed, and you'll get a resultant, right? And it's slow. And the percentage of mistakes that they make are high, because once you start doing something for hours on end, you're going to miss stuff because we're just human. AI has recognition rates 92 to 96% on a well-trained model. Human people over a long period of time, it's way lower. These are the things that actually make money for machine learning AI, not making 5-second Sora AI videos. Those are loss markets. And so we may see a shift from not putting this computational power to stupid stuff and making people actually pay for it somehow, and transferring a lot of that monetization to actual data analysis that makes sense. This repetitive, horrible, boring work that needs to be done to get good results, whether it's wildlife management, it's city development, it's infrastructure development, things
it's
that
putting Laverne and Shirley out at work.
Well,
Remember
beer
the starting
production
of Laverne and
is...
Shirley? You're going to have AIs on the production lines just sitting there watching quality. And once they're trained, they do it a lot better than humans do, especially those two.
Doug and Bob McKenzie are another example of that, because, you remember Strange Brew. That's how they got their first job.
Yeah, and it worked really well.
Yeah, but they saved the world. So,
yeah. So, I mean, yeah, in the best way possible.
Anyway, NVIDIA is making a lot of money. They're selling a lot of chips, and they continue to sell a lot of chips. And a lot of analysts are kind of looking at this and saying, we can maybe estimate 6 to 9 months, and beyond that, we really don't know, because there are other areas that we have talked about before. And I looked a little bit deeper, and one of the common transformers for a data center is in the 3 megawatt or 3 megavolt amps area. Those went from a couple of years ago from about a 20 to 30 week order out to 120 weeks. So more than 2 years to order a 3 megawatt transformer and get it delivered to whatever you're building. I mean, that's the physical infrastructure is the stuff that is going to slow down this AI build out. So it may actually kind of save the bubble in spreading it out longer, because you're going to have some physical limitations to just building a data center. And it's not even talking about the red tape that you're going to need to do a design study, get the design, order all the parts, get a construction company, a contractor, do all that stuff. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we see, like, Elon Musk's big data center that he's been showing off lately, that was planned years in advance. And so these things do not pop up overnight. And the infrastructure is, I mean, yeah, we may have the power in certain areas that we can ramp up power production to handle the gigawatts of electricity needed, but you still have to have the physical transmission line build out. And what's even bigger about that is the permitting. If you've ever tried to permit
let's talk
an
about
electrical
permitting,
line,
Josh. What could
I know that
better?
is a tech thing, but yeah, no, it's what I'm trying to say here is that I think NVIDIA's 1+ year estimation of what they're doing is going to be pretty on spec, and we're not going to pop a bubble, but there are going to be things that will slow it down and not actually burst it and drop it.
So more like a whoopee cushion.
Yeah. Slow wheeze that pierces the ears.
I think that actually works.
Yeah.
It's a slow wheeze.
Yes. But gaming is still a small part of their thing, and then they continue.
Yeah, if you bring the chart back up.
Gaming and AI PC was actually down.
Yes, it is. Like, if you bring that chart back up, look at that little green bit at the tip.
No, that means you need to go see a doctor.
Well, Jensen's fine with it. We're not.
Yes.
Because, the thing is that gaming used to be a noticeable part of their revenue. Now it's floating around 3-4% or so. But
okay, let me ask you this. Is that part of them focusing on AI rather than gaming, or has the market adjusted? Because if you look at AMD, their prices on the 9070 XT have also dropped significally. Yep. I mean, we see them at $599.
There's a story coming up.
We'll talk about this soon.
Okay, it's going the other way again.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't think that it's them ignoring gaming. I think that the market has caught up finally. The supply of graphics cards for these market niches has finally hit good supply, and prices have. And
we're not fighting the miners anymore as much as we were, because that definitely artificially inflated the market to points that, I mean, AMD and NVIDIA kind of assumed would remain, even though there was no possible way that it could. So that hurts.
There was no way that was a bubble.
A little bit of feedback there.
Blockchain was the future of how every company was going to do everything.
Yes, it's now dark AI.
Now
blockchain.
it's AI.
Thank you very much.
Right, and it can't be a bubble. Just like blockchain wasn't a bubble. Just like the metaverse wasn't a bubble.
So are you saying my 20 pieces of Bored Ape Yacht Club art are worth nothing now?
Forgot about.
They're worth
EFTs.
The paper you printed them out on.
EFTs were just a money laundering.
They weren't worth anything
scam.
to begin with.
No, they were just a way to move money around.
NFTs. Oh my God.
Oh, NFTs. That's right.
NFTs.
It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful that we forgot about those. Mm-hmm. For just a little while, we were able to forget about NFTs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they come back every once in a while. Someone discovers them for the first time, and it's like, oh, everyone's forgotten about this, so I'm going to grab a bunch of them because they're only going to increase in value.
Yeah.
Yes. Historically, they have. Yep. Okay. You do that. And now I've got a bridge in the middle of the Ozarks I want to sell you as well.
Yes. So moving on from the NVIDIA segment, thank you, Josh, for that analysis and for our weekly sermon on infrastructure for AI data center build-outs.
That's right. That's right.
Weekly.
Power, noise, cooling. We're going to get into all of it.
You always talk about the transformers. You bring them up. And, when you talk about the transformers, I just feel like there's more than meets the eye.
Exactly. You know
I saw
what?
Decepticon
My
say.
analysis is somewhat Decepticon to.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it is.
All right. Next.
Because I typed it in Discord 5 minutes ago.
I saw it. I saw it then.
Next story. Before we start talking about permitting, this is bad. This is really bad news, and the result of this can already be seen if you're shopping for computer memory right now. It's absolutely astonishing. From Reuters, exclusive: Samsung hikes memory chip prices by up to 60% as shortage worsens. Sources say this is from the 16th, and this is not a joke. We already heard about SK Hynix being sold out until some point next year. Samsung, they're talking about getting another factory spun up. They have a new factory plan, but that takes time. That takes years. 2026, 2027, who knows when they'll actually get that thing built. But for now, the story has become just getting memory for a PC. It's more than double what it was just a couple of months ago. In fact, within the month of November, we've seen huge increases. Now, here's a story from Tech Power Up. AMD and NVIDIA reportedly consider GPU cuts. Asus and others slow motherboard plans amid memory shortage. This will affect the DIY enthusiast community. And what does that shortage mean? I could
Budget
take a
GPUs won't be available.
That's one. Let's bring up that story.
Get your low cost GPUs now,
Right.
Because
AMD has allegedly notified partners about a second price increase for its GPUs. And of course, there's the report about the DDR5 module prices going up 60% from videocards.com, by the way.
I believe they said in that article 170% price increase on their
And I believe
Coming.
it. We have a review later in the
Coming to a micro center near you.
later in the podcast. We have a review where the price went up like 300% or something.
Something like that, yeah.
well,
And-
I linked those G-Skill modules.
Yep.
And I did a screenshot on Twitter, and actually that one post went viral. It was like 100,000 some odd views. And
Nice.
yeah, it was 32 gigs of DDR5 64 gigs on sale for $489 on sale.
That's not a bad price by today's standards, Josh.
Today's standards.
By tomorrow's standards, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's not just us that's worried about it, us being the consumer. MSI, Asus, and the rest of them are apparently buying up as much RAM, HBM, and RDIMMs as they can get their hands on so that they've got them internally because they're not going to be able to afford them anymore. That's a bad sign when
Very bad.
the actual companies that may or may not have produced some of this. Like when Samsung starts buying their RAM back, you know we're in for a really, really bad time. And that's sort of what we're getting to now is that they're just, oh boy, we're not going to be able to fulfill a lot of the things we said we would, or at least not be able to make a profit on it unless we grab it now, in which case we might not make as much of a profit as we were hoping, but at least we'll be able to deliver. And hell, maybe we can sell some of this again at a higher price to recoup some of the losses. It's not looking good.
No. This is like the GPU news at the height of mining in 2017 and again in like
Feels like it.
2021.
I even saw an offer that you couldn't buy RAM unless you also bought a motherboard. I just saw something like that recently as well.
Remember when you get free RAM with your motherboard?
Right.
Yes.
Would
you remember?
giving away
Josh, it's a free
DDR5.
motherboard with your RAM now.
Yes. Do you remember when it was in order to buy the GPU, you had to buy the entire kit? You had to buy a package with a motherboard. Probably had RAM in it too. They just threw it in. But you want the GPU? Here's everything else you got to buy. Now they're doing it for RAM. Want RAM? Oh, you got to buy a motherboard at the same time.
And a power supply.
Does it have to match?
It may not even. Yeah, so I was going to say that next. It may not even fit. But you have to buy a motherboard.
really,
It's a
really
DDR4
ancient,
board.
cheap AMD motherboard and a whole bunch of
X570.
DDR5.
Yep.
Yes, this is an old Intel board with some AMD RAM, certified RAM.
All right. Well, more on this exciting topic. a little bit later. Stay tuned. For now, we're going to talk about AI, of course. OpenAI, specifically. They have taken Intel's CTO, became head of their AI team when the new CEO took over, and he's already gone to join OpenAI. So,
yeah, he was head for AI for about 6 months or so.
Where's OpenAI getting money?
NVIDIA.
It's magic.
It's the same $10 billion they keep passing around to each other, honestly.
Yeah. They give it to NVIDIA. NVIDIA
Microsoft.
says,
They
sure, or Microsoft. Sure, we'll float you some money so that you can buy more hardware, so that they get the money back, so that then people can invest in OpenAI to give it back to NVIDIA or Microsoft.
OpenAI pays Microsoft to be included in a lot of their AI-infused products, and then Microsoft has an agreement with OpenAI for 20% of their revenue that involve those pieces that they have AI infused, and then so Microsoft gets money back from them, and then they pay them for their services, and OpenAI pays them to be included. And like I said, they're passing the same $10 billion around to each other.
Yeah, this is why the administrator tools for Microsoft are starting to include AI, because that's what you want snooping around in your back-end infrastructure.
Oh, that story actually occurs later in the broadcast as well.
Okay.
I swear. Thing about
Go ahead,
Copilot
Josh.
is it's actually a licensed product that you have to pay for if you're in an enterprise environment. It comes with the freaking F3 license and something.
The P1, the P2, the P3, the E3, like essentially anything but the really cheap one that doesn't have any email and essentially doesn't cost you any money to run. All of the rest of them, you are now paying a Copilot fee for, whether you like it or not.
So that is some income. It's a pain in the ass, but it is income.
Brett, I was listening to your description of the money flow, and I swear I heard the same thing. I think the name Madoff was involved in it. Ponzi, maybe. It just sounded a little familiar there.
I don't know. Any results are circumstantial.
You fired up one of your Enrons.
You can't prove a thing.
You can't
fired up an Enron.
Anything.
It could be said that the entire AI industry is just one big, but I don't know if that's fair.
I don't know.
You said it. I didn't.
The increasing footprint of data centers argue with that there's something real here. I just don't know what it is.
Well, there's something real. They're building out these data centers, yes, but with what money? And when is the return on this money going to come? Because there's a lot of money being invested in something, and NVIDIA is the only one making profit off of it to the tune of just today, after hours trading, with this wonderful earnings call, they were already up another like $10 a share when I last checked, 5-6%. They're already at $4.5 trillion market valuation. They're going to be at $5 trillion in days, probably.
Yeah. Some of this scale out is actually financed on the back of what money they haven't made yet. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it is. That's speculative. That's the whole thing. Their net profit out of the 57 billion? Yeah. Was $31.9 billion, almost $32 billion. That's a 63% margin or so.
That's down. They were at 70% margins.
By the way, Apple made 20,
but I mean, that's a lot of tax, and then they're upping the research and development. But yeah, the cost of revenue is only $15.2 billion. That's the physical cost of producing a chip, packaging it, and shipping it, and bundling it with memory.
Yeah, those memory prices are eating into their profits, Josh.
That is insane. That's a 73% margin, gross margin. And final, was 63. That's good living. Wish I could live like that.
Yeah.
But no, I have a wife.
Let's move on to the next news story. And one way that you can be more economical with your RAM is to render your games at a lower resolution and then have the magic of AI upscale them and do things like ray regeneration. which I'm sure has
With
some sort of deep learning behind it. This is
frame
AMD's
generation.
Yeah, AMD's FSR Redstone. It's officially launching December 10. It is the latest iteration.
It's just clever ways of doing math. That's all it is.
That's all anything is. That's
Exactly. That's why you should go get a math degree and find clever ways to do things and make millions of dollars. You can do it. Get your math degree.
Josh, you know that half of this game
you're-
is in naming the thing. I mean,
Yes.
can you come up with a better name than neural radiance caching? It sounds so awesome.
Yeah, but Redstone's
awesome.
awesome because it takes you back to the Project Redstone of the first U.S. space program.
It takes you back to Minecraft. That's as far as you need to go.
No, don't go
It's
back.
Minecraft.
Turbo encabulator.
The turbo encabulator. That's right. Neural radiance caching, super resolution, and ray generation. So instead of improving their full-on ray tracing techniques, they're going to use AI to simulate the fact that we would have plotted these rays, but that's too expensive. So we're just going to kind of wedge them in with some AI guesswork.
Well, that's
Clever.
the same thing that NVIDIA does with their ray regeneration. Is that what? Can't
Well,
remember
AMD
what
calls
their-
it ray regeneration, but
Yeah. No, same thing.
Hmm.
Just math, clever math.
this
Just
could
think
work
how
out
many
for them.
Pure mathematicians you just upset who are deeply offended by the idea that any of their math actually has real world applications. Pure math.
You know, and they're
is
playing a
pure.
3D game and they're yelling at the
Theoretical.
screen, "Where's the proof? Where's the proof?"
That and show your work.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, I gotta say though, AMD has caught up really nicely to NVIDIA in terms of graphics. Their GPU people were on life support for years and years while they tried to figure out getting a good CPU out. Finally got a good CPU out, a couple of generations of good CPU and making money. They were able to invest in the people up in Canada and Massachusetts, and I can't remember where else their GPU development is. I think there's one over across the sea and as well. But yeah, they have really caught up. I mean, even though the 9070 is not as strong in ray tracing as like a 5070 Ti, overall, it's just a competent package. And they've improved software. Drivers are pretty good. They still have issues, but NVIDIA has issues too. Just there's some goofy ones. But anyway, but yeah, no, it's good that they continue to move forward with better software deployments for their hardware to make it more competitive and actually work.
Next, Microsoft finally makes Sysmon native to Windows. In the story, sneaked into
And
our
for the
news
pedants
section.
out there, yes, again, because way back in the day it was. But then they invented sysinternals where you had to go and download the handy tools that used to be part of Windows. And it's been forever. Long enough that a lot of people don't even know what Sysmon is anymore. And even more frustrating, a lot of my custom configs have gone the way of the dodo, and I don't know where they are, and now I'm going to have to rebuild them, which is a bit of a pain, but hopefully with more people knowing what this is and using it, it will become more popular. Because what it is a way of turning Event Viewer into something almost useful, as opposed to it just spitting out unknown error or an error code, which, you know, you can Google until you want, and all you find is people really upset that no one knows what this particular error is. But with Sysmon running, and by having it natively installed on Windows, you can actually then, with PowerShell, just very easily enable it on all of your clients, so that instead of installing it after the issue has happened, hoping the issue happens again, and then trying to figure out what happened, you've got a record of it. It is really handy. It can do just the base one, just does a lot of general things in the system, just like Event Viewer does. But you can tweak it so it does DNS monitoring and queries. It will watch for process tampering just like an antivirus program will, except you can see what's going on, as opposed to the antivirus program just telling you, you've got an issue, pay us to remove it. oh wait, is that the antivirus program or the virus? I'm not sure anymore at this point. So it's really handy to have, and the fact that you can actually put it on there before the issue happens is going to be huge for a lot of sysadmins. And thanks to Windows Subsystem for Linux, guess what? Microsoft actually made it compatible. So if you're not familiar with a lot of the tools built into that OS, you can just fire this up and get a familiar look at what it is that's been happening on that system. I don't know why they dumped it, especially on the servers, but they did. It is coming back. It's coming to a system near you in the next year or two. So it would be very nice to have. And if you've never heard about it, look it up, play with it a little bit, do some Googling. Swift on Security used to post her custom config files, so you can take a look at those. But yeah, just really handy to have.
Something positive from Microsoft?
Yes, yeah, almost Linux level system monitoring on Windows. Wow. Almost.
Next, from Tom's Hardware, SilverStone has taken the wraps off the FLP03. We've had the FLP01, FLP02, which I think is the horizontal one. Or no, that was the tower. Yes. The FLP01 was the horizontal one.
Any of us actually managed to see one or purchase one? Because I've been looking and it ain't easy.
Yeah. Micro Center in my state has had them in stock before. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet, but because they don't let you buy them online, you have to be in person.
Yeah.
That's not a choice for me.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, Micro Tower. So now you have the actual desktop, you have the tower, and now you have the sort of micro tower.
Are those all like working floppy drives, do you think, maybe? What do you think?
Those are just slot blanks, unfortunately.
All right.
I think one of them is a fan controller. It's like the last one.
Let's see what this says for the FLP03. Micro ATX and Mini ITX boards supported. You have 3 external 5.25-inch bays. Doesn't come with any floppy drives or anything, but you can populate it with them if you so choose. It even has a USB Type-C port. See, this is
where that's not authentic.
I know. I struggle with this because I want the authentic experience, but apparently people just want that vintage look and they want that sleeper PC. But at current prices...
Where's my zip drive?
I'll just do my vintage gaming on a vintage PC because as overpriced as those seem to have gotten, $300 for 386? Yeah, but it's $300 for 32 gigs of DDR5 now, so... What do you want to do?
Pick your battles.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, in news this week, Companion Cube from Dbrand. Personalize
you knew this was going to happen.
Your Steam machine. Is this just a skin? What is this? It's just a separate device?
Skin. It's a skin for the Steam machine that makes it look like a Companion Cube. I mean, this had to happen, right? It had to. That's it.
Okay.
Good news. Get your Companion Cube for reals.
Let us pause here for a word from this week's podcast sponsor.
If you're a small team, you don't have time to babysit tools. You need one place to run the play and something smart to run the boring parts. That's why I'm recommending you take a look at Notion and turning on Notion Agent from day one. Put specs, meeting notes, tasks, and assets in one shared workspace so plans aren't hiding in DMs. Notion brings all this into one connected space. It's seamless, flexible, powerful, and kind of fun to use, actually. You find yourself spending less time switching between tools and more time creating great work. Delegate to your Notion Agent. Give it the routine work. Assemble the status pages from your task board, summarize threads into decisions, and create new project pages from your template with one prompt. Finally, ship like a bigger team. Over 50% of the Fortune 500 use Notion, which means the same workflows that coordinate at enterprise scale can make your less than 10-person crew feel almost unfairly efficient. Even my messy notes benefit from Notion, making review meetings easy. And now, with Notion Agent, your AI doesn't just help with work, it finishes it. Try Notion now with Notion Agent at notion.com/PCPer. That's all lowercase letters, notion.com/PCPer. To try your new AI teammate, Notion Agent, today. And when you use our link, you're supporting our show. That's notion.com/PCPer.
Welcome to Insecurity Corner, your weekly reason to drink.
And our first story, ye old Asus WRT router dost be a security risk, writes Jeremy Hellstrom.
Well, I mean, I saw WRT. I thought ART for some reason instead of Open WRT, which in theory would protect you because at that point you've completely replaced the firmware on your router. But there is 8 different Asus routers with 4, count them, 4 flaws, one of which is about a 10. It's a nice assortment of, remote access, execution, command injection, the smorgasbord of things you want your people to be able to do with your router. A handful of them are still technically under support, and amusingly, the firmware update has been around since about April. It's just that they don't automatically update for obvious reasons, and no one who owns one of these tends to go out and look. This campaign has hit about 50,000 unique devices so far and is still going crazy. So check your Asus router if it's an old WRT model, because there is a fair chance that a couple of them, like the ACs, were those gaming routers.
Yeah, the 1200 HP was a big one at the time.
Exactly.
And there's, for people who kind of treat their network gear as if it was equal to a refrigerator. When was the last time you upgraded your refrigerator, for instance? You cannot just do this with your network gear. I mean, unless you like intrusions and code and command injection and taking over your traffic and then spying on you and stealing from you. If you like that sort of thing, I mean, you don't have to update your network gear, but you probably should. And there's a lot of these Asus routers still in service. So go check. Go look. If you have one of these bugs,
and
they look like bugs.
But you've got a different type, a couple of the old Asus DSL ones.
Oh, well, yes, by the way, Asus is not done bringing the badness into your house. The next story is the Asus DSL routers. Uh-oh.
It's been a bad week. And the AC750 is another one that was out there a lot. These were the wireless 802.11n's and the ACs that had the carbon fiber look to them. So they were very popular with people going to like Best Buy, London Drugs, that sort of thing. And, this router looks pretty and it makes my Wi-Fi's better.
With that look, it just said speed. So that's why people bought it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Carbon fiber means speed. And on anything, really.
Absolutely.
That's
right? Mm-hmm. You put it on a turtle, and immediately it goes faster.
Oh, speed! Yes, definitely.
Yes. Yep. So again, they're all 8 to 10 years old. They were relatively inexpensive, but gave you brand new Wi-Fi speeds never seen before, even faster because of the carbon fiber. And again, if these are exposed to the web, which, don't do that with your internal Wi-Fi router because it doesn't need to be. You've got something else in between it and the outside world. But if you have, there is a remote login attack, which will succeed. Yes, it will succeed. Unauthorized user just has access to your network. There's no even real handshake involved. It's just, thank you. Hello, I welcome my new Lord and Master.
And no amount of math is going to save you here. You should probably just replace this thing or patch it.
But I will give kudos to Asus is that they did actually release a firmware patch for some of these. And all of these are EOL. Every single one of these is end of life, a while back.
So applaud for Asus releasing an actual patch.
An IoT device that actually did get follow-up, but don't trust it because they'll find another flaw and they're probably not going to bother to patch that one.
Yeah, you should probably spend $79 and replace it because that's probably the level.
It's the season to upgrade your networking hardware.
Maybe. Most definitely, yeah.
And not with the cheapest one on the market.
Okay.
Listen to some of our stuff and yeah. Well, and unless it's Nick Giga, in which case you're fine.
Oh, yeah, you probably overspent at $79.
It is also the season to take lots of photos, and while photos themselves, when printed out, cannot actually spy on you, probably.
Huh. Right.
Popular Android-based photo frames can. They apparently
that's an improvement.
That's downloading an improvement malware printed on boot.
This is an improvement over the standard printed photo, which can't download any malware when you look at it, versus the Android photo frames, which there's apparently a number of them that when they boot, download malware. So,
No, that's not malware. It's an update. It'll make your pictures better. It'll involve HDR and fix the red eye. And yeah, believe that.
So
they
this is
it's
just
rooted by default.
Yeah,
I just want to bring up that right out of the factory, it's already been rooted. Oh.
Yeah, and then they sit in your network and spy on you and exfil your data. Anyway, there's a number of CVEs on these. I'm not sure that I love this idea. Photo frames, cool idea, but you might as well just build your own out of a Raspberry Pi in some random TFT display that you go and get yourself and build yourself a nice wood frame. You're probably better off.
Because the thing is that because they were shipped, I love how most of the companies are like, we're not quite sure how these became infected.
I've got it.
It was in your factory.
There you go.
It was before it left your factory. So
right.
The killer is already in the house, should we say here.
Right.
Don't bother even trying to patch them. Throw them out. Smash them. Yeah. Give them to someone you really hate, maybe.
They're essentially
by PCPer, but
they're essentially opening up a connection through whatever NAT firewall that you have, registering themselves, doing a reverse SSH tunnel, and allowing outside attackers. They'll be able to go right through your firewall, your NAT, however you have it. Be able to log into the photo frame and then launch attacks inside your protected network space against
it's
whatever
exactly like
boxes
when you start up a Windows machine and it says, we're getting things ready for you. It'll be ready in just a minute.
Oh, yes, it will.
Except worse. Because that's literally what these picture frames are doing. Don't buy them. And I guess it's UHail is the app. So if you've got anything with UHALE, so like whale, but it's a single U as opposed to a W. Yep. Get rid of them now.
Yeah, they're registering you as a part of a botnet. They're backdooring your network. Yeah, it's not good,
guys. It's just company policy for them. I don't know why you're so bent out of shape about this. It is our company policy that we will pre-install malware on these.
You did accept
the T convenience.
You did accept the T&Cs when you turned it on. This is included.
You would not have been able to power it on to begin with if you hadn't read the terms.
Exactly. You accept, of course.
It's right next to that completely legitimate UL listing for our charger. All that stuff.
Oh,
totally honest and real.
That is not real at all.
Next, for the register, Zoomers are officially worse at passwords than 80-year-olds. Now, I want to say, having a lot of experience helping older Americans with passwords over the years, they write them down in a book. That's the only reason they remember their passwords. It's in an address book.
Oh, no. It's worse than that.
What are Zoomers, by the way? It's born in 1997 and younger. Okay. Their attention spans are too short to remember.
Correct. By a digit.
Yeah. I love this.
By a single digit, because that is where that's what NordVPN found, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 was preferred by millennials and up as the most popular password. Zoomers ain't got time for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No 6. So occasionally people would skip a number or do something, but that's literally the most popular password. It has been for quite a while. It overtook password or password 1 quite some time ago.
What about QWERTY 1, 2, 3, 4?
No, Josh, that was displaced by Skibbity amongst the Zoomer group.
Apparently.
I wish that wasn't true, but it is.
Well, now it's only just 7. Now it's just 2 numbers. It's 6, 7.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. 6-7 reference, the PCPer podcast. Never thought it would happen.
We're hip.
Oh,
but it just
follow us for more hip young.
Did.
Yes,
please.
Soon to be replaced by 8-9.
No, please, no.
That's cannibalistic.
Yes.
Well, true story. I ordered a sandwich at the deli today, and my number was 67. Actually, true story.
It's fake.
It wasn't 69, so I don't care.
No, it was
6 has historically been afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9.
Yes.
And it thinks he might be next. From Ars Technica, Microsoft tries to head off the novel security risks of Windows 11 AI agents. Now,
Who knew?
just because they have read-write access to all your files, is that really creating a massive security and privacy issue?
I mean, come on.
The agentic, the number one word of 2025, agentic, obviously.
True.
The agentic OS that is Windows 11, according to Microsoft. So much for taking screenshots every once in a while. They need a lot of access for their experimental agentic features to work.
Now, we all know that Josh is the biggest AI proponent on the show.
Yes.
Josh, occasionally you need to understand that sometimes these agentic agents themselves, they can be prone to making stuff up, confabulations, if you will, and they'll just blithely fly through something and just provide an answer, whether they know it or not.
Nice.
And,
Hey, you know what?
Lively, by the
Just
way.
because I like
did. It
a
worked
snap-on 10-millimeter socket set
Snap-on.
instead of
Are
a
you made
Harbor
of money,
Freight
Josh?
car jack.
You elitist prick. I have $180 to spend on my socket. I buy Snap-on.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's only like
I mean, they're all tools, but some are better than others.
Oh, brother.
And if you trust a Harbor Freight car jack with, being underneath your car, then, well,
actually, Harbor Freight makes pretty good car jacks, Josh.
They kind of do.
do you know how
until
many
they
of those
don't.
have failed?
Those are the jack stands. So that's
The
that's
jack
what it
stands.
is.
7?
That's a different thing. Okay, anyway.
It is.
All right.
It is. So yeah, these as Sebastian was pointing out, these AI features have deep hooks into the operating system and have been fully integrated with so many things, and they have access to so much data. They can be tricked into exposing a lot of things they probably shouldn't be talking about, as well as making shit up as they go along. So you got to be careful.
Well, so Microsoft's brilliant solution is they will create a new account, a new local account on your machine. Because AI can be trusted with the local account, but you
Now,
can't.
wait a minute. AI can be trusted with a local account. I just want to let's just back up the bus. Wait a second.
Hold on. Microsoft is completely
They're
lost.
just telling you it's local. It's totally
Their
not
darn
connected
minds.
to the cloud at all. It's still
seems
not
wrong.
beaming stuff back to the mothership. And so the AI, the agentic agent, will create its own user on your system, which you have absolutely no access to, so that in theory, it doesn't have access to everything under your account. There's that one.
Wait, something strange was installed on my machine. There's something under this username, AI guy, and app data that I can't access to get rid of.
Because my Windows users don't panic when, say, a
But I'm an
folder suddenly
admin.
appears.
I'm the
under C:.
user.
Yeah, so this is their decision. This is what they're going to do. And the agents will need to produce logs of their own activities so that you can supervise them, because they're totally don't make crap up and just, I got to fill the log in with entries. What's that Ipsum Busey command again? Boom, there you go. Here's your log entries. Yeah, this is ridiculous, and it's just Microsoft trying to say, hey, look, trust us. Our agentic agents are totally not monitoring everything and sending everything back. And no, you don't have access to that user. Please don't look behind the curtain. That would upset you. Or I mean us.
Let us move to gaming quick hits. And you can feel the breeze in your hair with the Nitro Concepts.
No, I
wind
can't.
box. Please tell me this is a real hardware product that will blow wind in your face.
This is a real hardware product that will blow wind in your face.
Thank
Up
goodness.
to simulating
God.
500 kilometers an hour. Because, when you're playing Microsoft Flight Sim, you obviously are experiencing it without a windshield on your cockpit whatsoever.
Maybe in your sup with Camel.
Maybe, yeah, it's not doing 500 clicks an hour then, unless you're
No.
going down really
Not
fast.
unless you're headed right for the ground.
Yeah.
Can get noisy is listed in the cons from Tweaktown.
I mean,
who would have
strange
guessed
enough,
that
wind
big
does...
plastic fans in your face on your desk might get really loud when they're spinning really fast?
Weird that, huh? No, this was just too funny not to post.
Well, it's not smell-o-vision, but it is another sense.
Hey, it depends on if you put scented stuff behind those fans now, isn't it?
I guess.
This product.
Oh, I've taken battle damage. Please, can you burn some plastic behind one of these fans so you can simulate circuits?
Now we're going to smell-o-vision. Next thing you know, John Candy will be doing swings and in front of your face. Yeah.
So yeah,
Count Floyd.
mean, if you, Count Floyd. Ooh. If you are really, really into immersion, apparently that is what Nitro Concepts does. They've got like a motion seat cushion, a couple of other products, but this was the first time I'd heard of them, and this was just too funny. Not to mention, like definitely on the podcast and on the PCPer itself. Thing is that currently it's not for sale in the US, so you got to pay shipping from overseas, where it's about $175 equivalent. So you got to really, really want to feel the wind.
Now,
but
Jeremy, just one question about this. So at $175, could you not just get a PC fan and a Raspberry Pi and create this yourself via USB and your gaming PC?
Just do a box fan, man. And have your kids sit next to you and turn it up really fast when you're going fast and turn it down.
And turn it so. You know, like back in the days when you had to get the antenna just right for your dad so he could watch his game.
Josh, not everybody has kids that we need to give a job to keep them from being too bored to destroy the house.
I want to see AI adjust your manual antenna.
Yeah. Dang it. All right, next from Rock Paper Shotgun, Fallout Long 15. A huge NCR-themed New Vegas mod could end up being this December's coolest Fallout thing.
I think everybody liked New Vegas quite a lot, so this is kind of a cool, expansion along the NCR lines.
It's along the 15, where there were a couple of stores and such, and a couple of interesting things to do when you weren't in Vegas. Yep. These guys apparently really loved it. They've I think something around 60, 70 hours more gameplay.
So you'll need a copy of New Vegas with all the DLC.
Yes.
And I guess there's a couple of performance mods you'll need to attach as well. But this should run reasonably smoothly with that.
I'm curious to see if they reach out to Good Old Games and try and get this made into a one-click mod.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah.
It wouldn't it? Because I'd like to see that spread more.
I've never played New Vegas.
Don't. It's horrible.
Okay.
He lies.
Let's just say, unless you mod it to complete and utter insanity, it's not like you remember.
Okay. I did have to mod stuff. How many years ago? I played it. Long time.
Yeah. But yeah, if you mod it completely to a different game, then it actually is a lot of fun. And then because Bethesda does not like you to have nice things,
right?
This anniversary release of Fallout 4, which you don't need to actually buy if you own Fallout 4, because all it is the creation DLC. That's it. Other than that, you already have the anniversary edition, because screw you. That's why, I guess. But hey, Bethesda loves the fact that you've just purchased the game again and didn't have to. But thank you. This is going to be a bunch of patches coming out to destroy any mod work that has been done on the anniversary edition that destroyed all of the mod work that was done that Bethesda didn't. Is steal the right word? I feel that steal is the right word here, because it's not like those modders got paid to have their content
condone
ripped off and then used in an official product. and charged money to then play your own stuff that you designed, and realize that they actually did a worse job of it than you did. And so now you have to mod it all over again, except now they release a patch to break that mod. And so you try and work on that until you realize, no, there's going to be 2 patches in a row, both of which destroy all the working mods. So just don't touch it until Bethesda forgets about it again. Then we can start up again, and then we can get the Fallout 4 remastered release anniversary extra special edition. Not that I'm bitter about this or anything.
Not at all. Doesn't sound like it.
I could tell.
Finally, in Gaming Quick Hits, now we've talked a little bit about exploring other options. Maybe you're one of those adventurous people who've considered the new Steam machine, but why wait for that Steam machine when you could use a Steam machine? Think about it.
I mean, we're an impatient bunch, right?
Yeah, all you need is Steam OS.
To wait.
You just build a Steam box.
That was where the fun came in. Is that, I mean, there is a Steam OS 3.77, which is the official one that you can go out and download if you want to play with it. But maybe on purpose, maybe not. It runs on older hardware. It doesn't like newer hardware, especially in Ars Technica's case, Ryzen 7 8700G that they were trying to play with. They fought with it, and yes, 18 people are about to say Bazite. Oh, I missed Jacob Burns has already said it. There's Jack Smith. That is not Steam OS. You still have to play to get it back. This is not turning your TV or your computer into essentially, just a little, what do you call the Steam things right now? The Valve, it's not a Steam box.
Steam Deck.
Thank you, Steam Deck.
The handheld?
That's what they were looking for, is an exact copy of the Steam Deck boot experience on a computer. Bazite doesn't do that. And Bazite has interesting issues. So they dug around and realized that, oh, hey, there is an entire string of SteamOS versions available if you go looking, and they're all just sitting in this one folder on Valve, and you can go and you can play with them and figure out which one works for you. It's just mounting an image and installing it. And lo and behold, pretty much exactly what you were going to get on the Steam box, but with better hardware, more easily upgradable, and it has no issues with brand new hardware. So there are some interesting issues because obviously, Valve is still working on a couple of things. So they found out that, automatically set resolution and maximum game resolution, definitely want to turn those off because it's expecting you to play it on a Steam Deck, not on a 4K TV. Disable those. Again, not a problem. You are not booting into the big picture experience. You're not booting into Bazite. You are essentially running what will become your Steam box. So if you want to, torture yourself a little bit and get ahead of the curve, you can do that if you can afford the RAM.
Yes. And that's a fantastic lead in, Jeremy, to our next story, which is our review of the week. And I posted earlier this evening a review of Crucial's latest Pro overclocking gaming memory kit. Now, I looked at one of these almost exactly 1 year ago. On November 20, 2024, I reviewed the last iteration of Crucial's DDR5 Pro 6400 megatransfers per second. And I'm mentioning this because I want to tell you a story about a time just 1 year ago when you could buy a 32 gigabyte kit of Crucial's DDR5 Pro 6400. Now, the list price was $118.99, but it was selling for $89.99 on Amazon when I posted that review. And at that time, it was just, there are cheaper options out there. There's some that are a little bit more expensive. It depends on whether you really think that CAS 38 is too slow for you, but it's fine. It's decent memory. It doesn't have any RGB. This latest iteration, again, simple, understated design, no RGB, comes in black or white heat spreaders. Very good specs. I like especially the fact that it's DDR5-6400 at only 1.35 volts. That's rare. There's only 12 sets like that on Newegg right now. Here's the problem. And if you want to go to the website and look at the review, I have some results here. An exciting screenshot of a spreadsheet. I was compiling 7-zip and Cyberpunk at 1080 high, to see those infinitesimal differences when you're using different latencies and speeds of memory. But the pricing issue, we've talked about DDR5 being really expensive. This is no joke. I was shocked. Now, when they sent this sample, they didn't have pricing yet. They sent the sample, I think, close to a month ago. So I just started the review a few days ago, and they had sent me an email 4 days prior saying, hey, we just realized the slides we sent you didn't have pricing. Here's pricing. Pricing that they sent me and pricing 4 days later, it had doubled. And they didn't tell me that. I went to the website just to get the links for the products. And look at crucial.com listing for this memory. 32 gigabyte kit. That's two 16 gig modules at 6400 CL32 in black. $300.99.
So is this where we do the meme of you got any more of that DDR5 memory?
Mm-hmm. Well, Josh, oddly enough,
yes.
if you get it in white, it is $326.99.
That's
Well, it's the white
jump.
stuff you want.
Yeah,
I don't even want to know what
powder
64
my nose
gigs
with
is, but I'm going to look
Do it.
anyway.
Do it.
64 gigs, $582.99.
Oh my.
Yeah, in the review, I talked about current pricing because this was I didn't know what to make of this. I thought it was a mistake. They obviously need to correct their pricing because they told me like $186.99 and it was $326.99 for the white DIMMs. So go to newegg.com and look for 6400 megatransfers per second, CL32. Quite a few show up. They range anywhere from like 210 or 20 up to 400, depending on the brand and the features and stuff. But if you drill down to 1.35 volts only, there are far fewer results, and I think they started about $260 for a kit. So this Crucial at 300 plus is just middle of the road for these prices. A little bit above the median, but still, I don't know what I thought. I could not believe the price. I just stared at it like, oh, this is for 64 gigs. No,
It's bad. It's bad.
32? $300. I guess what the review accomplished, if anything, was to show people that unless you're running synthetic benchmarks or, best case scenarios for memory scaling, you're not going to see a difference between CAS 38, CAS 36, CAS 32. Just save your money and get the higher CAS latency because there was a quite a bit of a premium attached to getting low CAS latency in 6400. For an AMD Ryzen system, just get 6000. Get 6000 with high latency. It'll be
That's
fine.
still not inexpensive,
No, at least it's not this expensive.
but it's not that. Yeah.
Right. Although it's all bad. This isn't really that bad. And really for the 1.35 volt stuff at this speed and latency, they were one of the lowest prices on Newegg. So
Wow.
I'm not going to call them a bad value. Just the market itself is horrific.
Jacked.
I wonder how much my team group is worth nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it new in box?
That's
Is
the
it new in
cheapest brand.
box? Doesn't matter.
No, it's in my box.
Glad I bought a 64 gig 6000 set, 5 months ago for like $140. And I thought, oh, I'm overspending for this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yep.
Good Lord. I'm sorry. I just looked up the RAM that is in my system.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 48 gigs of G-Skill 8000 2 by
And it's now worth
24.
more than your 5090?
It's $550.
High performance PC gaming has become an
Even more
elitist
niche.
pursuit.
My
It is
God.
so unattainable.
Well,
I would never
we had
even-
about 6 months. No, maybe about 3 months in the summer
3 months.
where prices on GPUs and CPUs and memory and motherboards all kind of hit that low spot. And then beginning September,
I'm really glad that's when I bought my system.
just started, and then it
Yeah.
went,
So kids, don't overclock your systems because it's going to have to last.
No, well, yeah. What you should do is just rediscover. See, retro stuff is trendy. Rediscover 90s games, early 2000s games. Find yourself a relative or somebody who's got an old PC in the closet or in the basement. Like,
Thief,
"Can I
The
have
Dark
that?"
Project, System Shock 2.
I was gonna say, New
Give me the
Vegas,
remaster
Fallout New Vegas is probably gonna get some play now.
GOG
Yeah,
is your
remember
friend.
around
GOG, indeed.
Yes.
that there are saviors. Remember back in about end of 2020, early 2021, when new car prices went through the roof, and suddenly you couldn't buy classic cars anymore
Or used cars.
or
You can
even
buy used cars.
beaters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for-
2021,
yeah.
2022. Mhm.
That's what's going to happen to our old hardware prices. So jump on it now, just in case.
I'd actually meant to talk about this last week. That you brought that up, and Nexperia, who is one of the biggest CPU producers for the automotive industry, is in this big dispute right now with between China and Denmark, and Nexperia chips are going to be unassorted. So we're probably going to see this happen in the automotive industry again, where new cars are not available. Used car values are going to shoot through the roof. It's going to be like it's going to be like the pandemic all over again, except we're all healthy.
Speak for yourself.
I wasn't speaking mentally, just physically.
Let's move on to picks of the week. Josh, are you ready?
Picks of the week. You know what? Of all the PC and console things that are not going up in price, it would be sim gear. Yep. I a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the Moza R5. It was up at like $440. Well, now it's Black Friday deals. You can get the whole setup for $399 delivered to your door. Because I think we've got some free shipping going on as well. But, if you do like sim stuff, if you do like racing, join us on the PC Perspective clubs on both Dirt Rally 2, and EAWRC. We have weekly events that we race against each other. So, if you want to get into sim racing and come and join us in beating around unimproved dirt road stages, then this is a great overall direct drive setup. Get the pedals, you get a good wheel. It's a 5.5 Newton meter direct drive base. It feels great. I'm trying to finish up the review on that, and it's a definite thumbs up. And $399, it is a bargain.
Now, this may become important because of what we were talking about earlier. Is there a serial port adapter or a game port adapter for it?
No, it's all USB.
Well,
Hey, if you're in a Windows XP box, you've got USB. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
okay, you're good then.
All right.
USB,
Thank you,
USB
Josh.
2.
It's not the early ones, but you can get a USB 2 PCI card at least.
No, these sim or I mean they work on USB 2. It's not USB 3. They can still get enough data across that.
That's 480
Yeah.
megabits.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
That's plenty.
So yeah,
It's peripheral. All right, Jeremy, your pick this week.
He's doing it now.
No, just waiting a second to determine if the cat was going to come at my face or go for the table, and it went for the table. Terra Invicta is about to become a real game. It's been out for quite some time. I've already played through it once, and it's for the type of person who says, Europa Universalis isn't quite complex enough. And I need even more countries that I have to deal with, and I want climate change to be an issue. And I was having a lot of fun trying to figure out specific impulses in Kerbal Space Program so that I can build a really, really powerful rocket, but it doesn't have enough delta V to take off, but it's really fast once it's in orbit and doesn't consume a lot of fuel. Well, if that's you, Terra Invicta is the way to go. It is insanely complex, and essentially, it's there are a couple of different starting points. They've added some new ones, so you can start like as today or in 2070 when people have already sort of figured out at least how to get a rocket from us to, say, Mars at a relatively survivable manner. And the problem is that, alien invasions, they happen all the time. It kind of sucks. Mm-hmm. And so you're trying to deal with the fact that a bunch of UFOs have crashed to Earth. They're taking over the government. So you, in response, need to take over the governments yourself of the world to try and convince everyone to be working together to stop the aliens from taking over the world. At the same time, a whole bunch of people are like, yay, aliens, come save us. It is insane. It's been about 4 years that they've been working on this thing. They're finally about to hit the 1.0 release. And if you're this type of gamer, it's worth trying. It's on a super discount right now, which is important for everyone at the moment, including apparently both my cats who are now yelling at me. And it's a heck of a lot of fun. I'm tempted to go back to it now, but I also kind of want to wait to see if they hit 1.0, because you will be playing this for about a year, maybe a year and a half before you hit endgame. It is that ridiculously complex. It can be boring if you're not much into waiting for things to develop, but it's just a heck of a lot of fun. And again, if you want Europa Universalis and Kerbal Space Program to be combined, along with a lot of extra work and trying to figure out, well, I'm only flying to this little planet. It's really close. Yeah, orbital mechanics are a thing, bud. It's not just flying in a straight line to get there. No, it's going on a loop. You're going on a loop. So you're actually flying to where it will be in about 18 months. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Again, if you're into this sort of gaming. So give it a check.
From a fighting off the alien invasion perspective, like a world spanning, I think I might stick with XCOM. Actually, that's probably my
speed. Much more insane than XCOM.
I believe it. I can tell.
They're not even really comparable. XCOM is risk compared to diplomacy.
All right. Brett, do you have a pick this week?
I do. I hawk a lot of the same things all the time. You know me, I'm always shilling for one thing or another. And if I'm not shilling for 34-inch monitors, I'm usually finding a way to shill for Ubiquity. That's this week. That's this time. Today, it's the Ubiquity, the relatively new, I believe, Flex Mini 2.5G. This is a surprisingly affordable offering when you're looking for name brand, adoptable, and robust, in my opinion. I actually have the 8-port version of the Flex 2.5G switch. So this is a full, 4 ports of 2.5G with a 2.5G PoE capable uplink or USB-C power if you need to do that for only $49. Made by a company that usually knows how to put together a pretty decent switch. I've had a very good luck with my 2.5G switch from Ubiquity PoE as well. Works great. And if you're a Ubiquity house, this is an adoptable thing. You know what that means.
Thank you, Brett. Kent, I'm sure you have a pick this week.
So I do have a pick this week. We usually don't pick things that are on a short-term sale. But this week, I'm going to reward our live viewers because this sale ends in just a few hours. But this is probably the last time for a while you're going to be able to find a good price on a new graphics card. This is the 9070 XT. It's the ASRock Challenger model. It's $599.99. probably the last time you're going to see it like this. But even if it does drop a little bit or stay the same in the next few days, there is a price guarantee on it for Black Friday, their Black November sale, whatever they're calling it. But yeah, $599.99. And with all the RAM shortages that we're seeing, yeah, this card's going to go up. All cards are going to go up. This is going to be your last chance. So if you're watching us live, you're thinking about building a system and you're thinking you might want to wait, don't wait. Just go buy this card now if that's the price range you're looking at. There's also some 9060 XT 16 gigs that are a pretty good price right now too. So yeah, just buy it because it's not going to be this cheap again for a while.
By that you mean in your lifetime?
Thank you, Kent.
Possibly.
And on that note, let's end the show. I don't have a pick except to go to sleep soon.
Shocking.
I sometimes
Hey,
have
even
picks.
I didn't have a pick last week.
Yeah, but then I found one in the basement and showed that off. That was my
True.
Wingman
Didn't you?
Force joystick.
You know, I had a pick last week, and I wasn't even here.
No.
Yeah, I forgot to read yours. I thought about that later.
Your nose doesn't count.
Why don't you show up once in a while if you want your pick on the podcast?
Yeah.
Bront.
Oh,
Indeed.
Bront Vanderberg.
You know, with my internet cut, it was difficult to appear on the podcast. Difficult.
But not impossible. I would have just had
Do you have a
picture of
soldering
you,
iron? Come on.
and we could have done audio only with a
I
just
should
picture,
have-
still image.
I should have, as Josh is implying, I should have spliced in and gone out to the uplink and patched in manually.
Did you
I
have a
agree.
phone? I have a little mixing board. I could have hooked your phone call up to the board. Just had you call in.
Oh, no.
I don't know if loopback works on that.
Don't
though.
just
You'll be
tether
able to hear
on.
us.
Come on.
Like,
Jeez.
Brett, talk now about this subject that we're on.
I don't. What are we talking about?
I don't know. We're talking about RAM prices being high.
Yeah,
If
it's
only
true.
we had an
True story.
800 number you could call in on.
Oh, if only.
Oh, I know. We should have random call-ins.
It could be fun. Anyway,
For a little
thanks
while.
for listening to the podcast, watching if you watch on YouTube, and we will see you guys, or you will see us soon. Maybe not next week, because we probably won't be podcasting because of Thanksgiving, but we'll do some kind of a live stream just to.
The next one today, I'm going to yell on the mic. This is podcasting.
Like, wait, you gotta have the wide shot. Hold
Are
on.
you doing it now?
Do it now.
This is podcasting.